Look at BOGO. BOGO, he's standing in his driveway, staring at his neighbor's brand new SUV. Then he checks his phone and sees his coworker's house closing photos on Instagram. Then he scrolls past another friend showing off their new iPhone. BOGO feels his chest tighten. Everyone around him is upgrading their life. New cars, new houses, new everything. And he's still driving a 10-year-old sedan, renting an apartment, using last year's phone. His brain screams one message: you are being left behind by the herd. This is the middle-class trap. And it has nothing to do with how much money you make. It has everything to do with a 250,000-year-old survival program running inside BOGO's skull that cannot tell the difference between social exclusion and actual death. See, BOGO's ancestors survived by following one non-negotiable rule: stay with the herd. If the tribe ran left, you ran left. If the tribe built shelters, you built a shelter. The cavemen who said, "I'll just do my own thing," got eaten by predators or starved alone in the wilderness. Independence was a death sentence. Conformity was survival. Natural selection deleted the free thinkers and kept the followers. Fast forward to today. BOGO's herd isn't running from saber-toothed tigers anymore. They're running toward car loans, mortgages, phone upgrades, coffee habits, and subscription services. But BOGO's amygdala doesn't know that. It still reads different from the group, as you will die alone and forgotten. So when everyone in BOGO's social circle makes the same financial decisions, his brain doesn't evaluate whether those decisions are smart. It evaluates whether those decisions are normal. And normal equals safe, even when normal is a treadmill straight to broke. Let's watch the herd make BOGO poor. First, the herd buys new cars. Not because new cars are good investments. They lose 20% of their value the second you drive them off the lot. But BOGO sees his neighbor pull up in a $45,000 SUV. He sees his coworker post photos with their shiny lease. His brain doesn't compute depreciation schedules or interest rates. His brain computes social hierarchy. And right now, BOGO is at the bottom. His cortisol spikes. His ancient survival system interprets his neighbor's car as a status threat. In the caveman days, status meant access to resources and mates. Low status meant starvation and genetic extinction. So BOGO's body floods with stress hormones, screaming at him to fix this immediately. He walks into the dealership. He test drives the SUV. The salesman smiles and talks about low monthly payments. BOGO's rational brain tries to do the math. 72 months at $650 per month, plus insurance, plus gas, plus maintenance. It doesn't make sense, but his limbic system doesn't care about math. It cares about getting back into the herd. He signs the papers. He drives home in his new $45,000 liability. He posts a photo. He gets 37 likes. His cortisol drops. He feels safe again. He doesn't feel the 72 months of payments ahead. He doesn't feel the opportunity cost of investing that money instead. He just feels like he's back in the tribe. Next, the herd buys houses. BOGO hears it everywhere. Rent is throwing money away. You need to build equity. Real estate always goes up. His parents say it. His friends say it. The herd has decided that renting is for failures and buying is for adults. So BOGO stretches his budget. He takes a 30-year mortgage on a $350,000 house he can barely afford. His monthly payment is $2,400. That's 40% of his take-home income. Add property taxes, insurance, HOA fees and maintenance, and he's spending half his paycheck on a building. He tells himself it's an investment, but he's not investing. He's buying his way back into the herd's approval. He's trading financial flexibility for social acceptance. He's now locked into a location, a payment, and a lifestyle for 3 decades. But at least he's not throwing money away on rent anymore. Then there's the tech treadmill. Every September, Apple releases a new iPhone, and every September, BOGO watches the herd upgrade. His coworker shows up with the latest model. His friend posts unboxing videos. Social media floods with people flexing their new devices. BOGO looks at his phone. It's only 1 year old. It works perfectly fine, but it's last year's model. And in the herd's eyes, last year's model means you're falling behind. It means you can't afford the new one. It means you're poor. His brain doesn't care that the new phone has the same features as his current phone. His brain cares that everyone else has it and he doesn't. So he goes to the Apple store. He trades in his perfectly functional device. He finances a $1,200 phone on a 24-month plan. He walks out feeling current, feeling relevant, feeling like he's still in the race. He just paid $1,200 to not feel left out. Now let's talk about the small bleeds, the daily financial hemorrhages that BOGO doesn't even notice. Every morning, BOGO stops at Starbucks, a grande latte, $7. It's a small treat, a little luxury. Everyone does it. $7 times 5 days a week is $35, times 52 weeks is €1,820. BOGO doesn't feel $1,820 leaving his account. He feels $7, and $7 feels like nothing. But $7 every single day for 10 years is $18,200. BOGO traded $30,000 for the ritual of standing in the Starbucks line with the herd. Then there are the subscriptions: Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, HBO Max, Spotify, YouTube Premium, the New York Times, the Washington Post, Planet Fitness. BOGO signed up for all of them at different times. Most of them he doesn't even use, but he doesn't cancel them, because canceling feels like losing something, even if he hasn't watched HBO in 6 months. The option to watch HBO feels valuable, even if he goes to the gym twice a year. Having a gym membership feels like he's someone who goes to the gym. Each subscription is $10 to $15. Alone, they feel harmless. Together, they're bleeding $120 per month. That's $14,440 per year. Over 10 years, that's $14,400. Invested, that's over $23,000. Invested, that's over $23,000. BOGO is paying $23,000 for services he doesn't use, because cancelling them would mean admitting he wasted money in the first place. His brain would rather keep bleeding than face the pain of being wrong. Here's what's actually happening in BOGO's skull. Every time he sees someone in his social circle make a purchase, his brain activates a circuit called social proof. It's a cognitive shortcut. If lots of people are doing something, it must be correct. Popularity equals validity. This works great when the herd is running from predators. It works terribly when the herd is financing depreciating assets and calling it success. Then there's relative deprivation. BOGO doesn't feel poor in isolation. He feels poor compared to his neighbor's car, compared to his coworker's house, compared to people on Instagram. And this pain is real. Brain scans show that social exclusion activates the same neural circuits as physical injury. Falling behind the herd literally hurts. So BOGO does what any animal in pain does. He tries to stop the pain immediately. He buys the thing. He joins the trend. He gets back in the herd. The pain stops. For a moment, until the herd moves again. And the herd always moves. There's always a newer car, a bigger house, a better phone, a trendier coffee shop, a new streaming service. The treadmill never stops, and BOGO will run on it forever, because his brain is designed to follow the herd, not build wealth. Here's the part that breaks BOGO. The herd is broke. 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. The average household carries over $100,000 in total debt. The middle class isn't middle anymore. It's a financial death march where everyone is running faster and getting nowhere. And BOGO is right there with them, working harder, earning more, and somehow ending up with less. Because every time his income goes up, his spending goes up to match it. He's on the hedonic treadmill, and the herd is cheering him on. But here's the truth. Nobody tells BOGO. The people who actually escape the middle-class trap, they're not in the herd. They're the ones driving the used car, while their neighbors finance new ones. They're the ones living in a modest house and investing the difference. They're the ones using their phone until it breaks, instead of upgrading every year. They're the ones making coffee at home and investing the Starbucks money. They're the ones canceling subscriptions they don't use. They look boring to the herd. They look cheap. They look like they're missing out. And they're fine with that, because they understand something BOGO will never accept. The herd's opinion doesn't fund your retirement. The herd's approval doesn't pay your mortgage when you lose your job. The herd's validation doesn't build generational wealth. The math is brutally simple. Spend less than you earn. Invest the difference. Let compound interest turn time into money. A person who skips the new car, banks the payment, and invests $650 per month will have over $850,000 in 30 years. A person who skips the daily coffee habit and invests that $1,000 per year will have over $120,000 in 30 years. This isn't complicated, this is just discipline. And discipline requires one skill BOGO doesn't have, the ability to tolerate being different from the herd. BOGO's brain will fight him every step of the way. It will scream that he's being left behind. It will flood him with cortisol every time he sees his neighbor's new purchase. It will make him feel poor even when he's building wealth, because his brain doesn't understand wealth, it understands status. And status is measured by what the herd can see. So BOGO stays on the treadmill. He finances the car. He stretches for the house. He upgrades the phone. He buys the coffee. He pays for subscriptions he doesn't use. He impresses people he doesn't like with money he doesn't have. And 20 years later, when the herd is still making payments, and he's still making payments, he'll wonder what went wrong. Nothing went wrong. The system worked exactly as designed. The herd exists to keep you average. That's the whole point. It enforces the norm. It punishes deviation. It keeps everyone running at the same speed toward the same mediocre finish line. BOGO wanted to fit in, and he got exactly what he paid for. A lifetime of payments and the comfort of never being alone in his financial mediocrity. The herd doesn't build wealth. The herd builds belonging, and BOGO chose belonging.